What is up, creators? Welcome to your session. Today we're going to be using the Emotions Oracle. So as usual, take what resonates, leave the rest, and let's just jump right on in. We have the Eight of Water. Now the Eight of Water represents the Eight of Cups. So this character almost talks about in this artwork or this depiction, almost talks about a searching. It's almost like a searchlight or a searching energy. Usually what I say or what I see with this character in this story, it talks about him or her. She's almost this is almost like scrying through the water or searching through the water or looking through the water, which talks about almost like the vast, almost like consciousness or the vast, almost like the emotional spectrum. It's almost coming through as the emotional spectrum or the emotional landscape. And almost looking for it's almost like looking for things with like vibration or looking for things that actually triggers maybe an emotional response within ourselves or in between ourselves. It also just talks about a longing to dip back in or a longing to dive back into a more emotional experience, because if you look closely, this figure has a fin on her back or his back. It's almost like they belong to the water or they belong in the water, but they're almost like testing it or making sure, almost like making sure it's safe to go back in. This is almost unnatural for them to be on a board or on a surfboard or paddling. It's almost unnatural in a sense. So almost searching for the right signal or the right clue. It's almost like trying to hit it with the right tone or hit something at the right angle as well, because we have all of these yellow hearts, and this almost talks about the things that were already found or sifted through or almost like found in this state. So it talks about the things that were already sifted through, and it's almost like these are some trials. Maybe it's like a trial and error. These are some trials with the yellow hearts, and then the pink hearts are almost starting to come through now as almost like a success phase, or moving into a phase where it's almost like you're finding, or it seems to be that we're finding what we're looking for. So it's giving us more courage and confidence to jump in the water. It's almost like these were collected from like almost like more, it can be shallow or deep end, but these were collected almost like in a different terrain or different waters and just brought along. It's almost like this is almost in the emotional I want to say atmosphere or in the emotional aura. It's almost like these have been brought along, or these are just energies that are attached that we have experienced and almost like brought along with us. And it's like now these pink hearts are coming through. It's almost like the filter has been changed or the filter has been cleaned. So it's like now everything that comes through now is going to be pink hearts. So that gives us more confidence to say, okay, now this is a spot where I'm jumping in, or this is where I'm able to dive in now. It's almost like a shift in the energy or shift in the what's being reflected back, maybe reflected back in the water, or a shift in what's being communicated back that has given us more confidence and less fear. Let's grab a second card. This is a nice combination, but we're gonna put it back. I like to wrap one at a time, but these are two of my favorite cards. So the Queen of Fire wants to come out and show herself, and also the Ten of Earth. So this is almost like a whole team. It's almost like if this guy is by himself with his little tribe. This is almost like the last piece or the other piece. If we're talking about a family, this would be the mother and father, and then this would be the last, or the two children in a sense. So it's almost like they're already together, and this is the piece that's being found or being added to almost like this foundation or this grouping. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a family, but those are just those two. Let's see what comes out with the Eight of Water. This searching, finding energy. So, of course, she comes back out. So this, I see this as a surge of light, but the Queen of Fire represents the Queen of Wands. So this is a very vibrant, very dynamic character, very dynamic energy. So in this, this is interesting. In this depiction, this is a lot coming out in this story. So in this depiction, it's almost like you're running into, or you're starting to find something that is just like how I was saying here. It's almost like a reflection or a vibration, or you're putting something in. It's almost like something is throwing something back, or giving you almost like the equal. It's almost like the equal reciprocity back. It's almost like when you echo into a cave and the cave echoes back. So it's almost like this is what's echoing back, or this is what's coming back to you, or this is the message being sent back. It's the Queen of Fire. This talks about almost like a, I want to say like a revelation or revelation. She's almost revealing herself. And if you look closely, these are almost like little water ripples or water drops on the water. So it's almost like what's found, what has been found through this water, or in this water, or in this deep dive. She somehow is submerged in water today, or at least is how I'm seeing it. So it's almost like whatever this Eight of Water has been looking for, it's almost just now being located, or this Queen of Fire is almost presenting it herself, or presenting itself, or moving to the front. It's almost like it's moving to the front where it is visible now and you're able to see it. The Queen of Fire talks about being visible and being able to be seen. Very energetic and attractive energy. So it's almost like whether you're drawn to it or not, she's moving herself to the front so you're able to recognize it easily or see it faster. Almost like because she's wanting to share something with you, or she's wanting to teach you something, or she's wanting to show you something with this instrument. Because if you look into the instrument, it almost goes down almost like a rabbit hole library, or this spiral vortex, or almost like the spiral matrix. It's almost like a whirlpool. It's almost like this whirlpool is like spinning and almost bringing you closer to it no matter what. It's almost like because you, but why? I was gonna say, it's almost like maybe you've been searching for so long that this searching energy automatically brings you back to a center point or a conclusion point about what you're searching for or what you're asking for. And it's almost like we spun around almost like this river or this lake or this bay of consciousness just enough that you're almost, it's almost like a calendar. It's almost like a year calendar. It's almost like you started here at the top and you went all the way around and you had all of the experiences or all of the, it can be trials and tribulations. But it's almost like once you get back to the top, that's when they start turning pink again. And this is almost like the top experience, or this is when you get back to the, almost like your next experience. It's almost like where she's wanting to share with you or show you or express to you, almost like how she does what she does, or just simply her purpose and what she is in the first place, the Queen of Fire. It's almost like you guys are very similar, or you have a very similar that's what it is too. It's almost like you guys may have a very similar purpose, so she's going to elevate you and teach you, because this almost looks like a child just wanting to step in the water. And if this is water in the background, she's almost submerged, fully submerged already in the water, just sitting there, almost as if she was a Queen of Water, but she's a Queen of Fire. That's why it's interesting. That's why it's weird. It's almost like anybody can practice this technique, or anybody can do this technique, no matter if you're water or fire or air or earth. It's like anybody can practice this technique. So she's almost teaching you to almost like advance, or at least advance faster, because if you look at their tools, they're both like energetically holding this tool, or energetically holding this stick. It's almost like the stick of mastery, or the stick that they actually use to navigate. It's almost like the stick they use to be submerged, completely submerged in the water, but to navigate the conscious state or the emotional state. It's almost like a staff, or a trident. Maybe that's why Neptune uses his trident in the water. It's almost like a trident or a staff. And she's gonna say, okay, look at your little paddle bowl. Look at how elevated and how hers is so dynamic, and it goes into like a portal, and there's like a sunflower, and it's like an actual musical instrument that she uses, and that she just has next to her. This one, he's paddling it, and he's just learning, or he's just starting to like have pink hearts come through, or his filters are just starting to be cleared where he's able to use it. So this is a very dynamic or very interesting meeting that we're about to almost like move into or understand about ourselves, or simply just understand about this Queen of Fire. So the Eight of Water and Queen of Fire.